Good morning, or good afternoon, I should say, Miss Patricia. My name is Ayah Elwannas, and I'm the Social Media Director for Girls for Politics. Could you please introduce yourself?
Yes, and let me make sure I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Ayana?
Ayah.
Ayah.
Yes.
Ayah. Okay, Ayah. Yes. Ayah, I am Pat Timmons-Goodson, and I am the oldest of 6 children born to an Army sergeant and his homemaker wife. I am a mother. I am a wife, and I'm a longtime public servant. I served as a state judge for almost 30 years. My public service has also included service on the U.S. Commission on Civil Rights. I was nominated for a federal judgeship. Um, I did not get a confirmation hearing, but it remains a huge honor for my family and me to have been nominated by President Obama for a lifetime federal judgeship. I decided to become a lawyer and involved in public service because I simply wanted to help people. I did not have any lofty goal. I simply wanted to help others. And so most recently, my public service attempt has included a run for Congress in the 8th Congressional District of North Carolina.
Can we begin with questions?
Sure.
Why are you interested in politics, and how did you enter into a career in public service/politics?
Sure. As I indicated just a second or two ago, I became involved in public service for the basic reason to help people. I did not do it for any reason other than that. And that's not fancy, but it very much has defined and motivated me throughout my professional career.
In 2006, you became the first African-American woman on the Supreme Court of North Carolina. Congratulations, by the way, that is an amazing accomplishment. How was this experience like as a judge?
Well, let me say that serving as a judge is a very unique opportunity to serve. You are entrusted with resolving disputes um, in the lives of the citizens and the businesses in your jurisdiction. And that's an awful lot of trust. Our courts are so very important. To get you to appreciate the importance of the courts, one must understand that in this country, we enjoy the prosperity and the stability that we have because, in large measure, our courts. That's because that is where disputes are peacefully resolved. And when our citizens and our businesses understand that they have some place to go to get justice, it just makes for a calmer, more peaceful existence. And that is the court system, the strong court system is one of the reasons that this country has prospered so greatly.
You served on the United States Commission on Civil Rights. Could you expand on what this commission is and how you contributed to it?
Absolutely. The U.S. Commission on Civil Rights is charged by law with affecting federal civil rights policy. And so what we do is research, investigate, write, and make recommendations to Congress and to the President about proposed legislation or regulations that would make sure that the federal civil rights of all of our citizens are protected. And that's what we do. I'm going to give you an example. Now, we have no power to make anybody do anything, but we work really hard to get the information out there so that the policymakers and the lawmakers can use that information and research to assist them in fashioning the laws and the regulations that we need. But a prime example of that, while on the U.S. Commission on Civil Rights, one of the issues that we worked on was modern police practices, and we spoke of excessive use. We researched excessive use of force and made specific recommendations related to that. I was very encouraged to see that when the Justice in Policing Act was passed by the U.S. House of Representatives, it contained many of the recommendations that had been made by the U.S. Commission on Civil Rights. I wish that perhaps sooner those recommendations had been considered, but that's just an example of the very important work that we did on the U.S. Commission on Civil Rights.
Why did you decide to run for Congress? How was this process like?
Well, just like you and other folks, when you have a major decision to make, you consider what it is that you want to accomplish. And in looking around, I saw that my district lacked many of the very basic necessities of life today. For example, broadband, health insurance, affordable, accessible health insurance, jobs that paid livable wages. Just a few things, but those were lacking, and I very much wanted to work to make sure that those items, those things were available to the people of the district. I also understood that our citizens can only select their leaders from those who offer themselves. And so I thought it was important for our citizens to have a choice. And so I filed. And I want you to know it was an entirely new experience running for Congress. As I said, I was a judge for almost 30 years. And while I had run for election 5 times, those were for judicial positions. And the campaigning and everything is different than running for Congress.
What has your work in political offices taught you?
Oh my goodness gracious. How much time do you have? Well, it has shown me just how important public service is. And I came to understand that it was important for me to offer myself for public service. And I look at my father and other service members that served in our military. That's what they were doing. And so he paved the way for me, so to speak. But I believe that we've got to give ourselves and others our energy and our creativity and our passion, and to use those gifts for the good of our community. And I'll just ask, if not me, who? If not you, who? And so we've got to get out and do what we can to make our community, our state, our nation the very best that it can be. And the only way that can happen is that if we're involved in shaping that and in working for it.
I completely agree. Could you share any future plans you have after the results of the latest election? Are you still planning to work in the political field?
Well, I'm not sure where I'm going to be working, but I will be working. Um, as I indicated, it's very important for me that my community, my state, and my nation be all that it can be, and that an environment is created in those places where our citizens have the best opportunity that they can to be all that they can be. And I don't mind telling you, I have been enormously blessed throughout my life. It has been such a blessing to be involved in public service and to do for others, because after all, folks did for me. And that's the way that we continue to make this nation great. We offer ourselves, we use our talents and our gifts for its betterment. And we hope and we pray that all of our citizens will be able to live their form of the American dream. And so that was what I was working for. That's why I sought to go to Congress, to make whatever changes that I could make that would allow a us to create an environment and a district and a nation where folks can live out their form of the American dream.
Do you have any advice for young women wanting to go into politics?
Yes. The first thing I'll say is set your sights high and then work as hard as you possibly can toward those goals. The other advice that I would offer is encouragement in the form that there are folks out here in our communities, our state, our nation, that want our young people to succeed, and they'll do whatever they can to help. So just know that there are folks out there that are rooting for you, because we understand that you're our future, and we want you to succeed. And when you succeed, all of us succeed. Our nation is a better place to live. Our nation comes closer to living out the ideals that we've espoused for so long. And so the other thing I would want young people to know is that your creativity, your boldness, your energy, your passion, all of that is needed. And so please find a place that's a fit for you and work as hard as you can to make a difference.
Thank you very, very much. That's it for questions. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy day to speak with Girls for Politics. Your work has been truly inspirational to our organization, and this interview will be especially helpful to our members and our followers. I appreciate you giving us your time.
It has been my pleasure. And Girls for Politics, Girls for Politics is the way that you said it. Is that right?
Yes.
I like the ring of that. Girls for Politics. So I'll leave you with something that I often heard. It's just a little phrase that says, go and show them what you know.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.